Welcome to Smut Swap.
I'm Kelly.
Oh, wait, hang on. No, that was so stupid. What?
I don't know.
I don't know. Okay.
I lose my train of thought while staring at your phone. Here we are.
Here we are.
Back again. Same old bullshit. Different book.
Guess who's back? Back again. Smut Swap's back. Tell a friend.
Yes, that was beautiful.
Thank you. I am a poet. Are you wet from laughing?
Say yes.
Say yes in the comments below. This is Smut Swap. I am Brittany.
I am Kelly. Hello, hello.
Hello, hello. We are going to talk about a book that I read, but first, per usual, what are we reading?
I am reading Quicksilver. Can't recall the author. I'm also reading My Best Friend's Exorcism by Grady Hendrix. Still haven't made it far because it's an actual book.
Yeah. That's it?
That's it.
Okay, and I am only reading Mile High, and I am not even close to halfway done with that, so...
It's long.
It's long, and I'm sorry. It's because we're reading it for... It's the Smut Clurb book, and we're reading it for an episode, and so I have to take notes.
Yeah.
And it takes me twice as long to read a book when I have to take notes. So...
It's okay.
It's okay. Hopefully, I finish it before the end of the month. It's August as we're recording this. We have a few days left. If you hear my dog barking, no, you don't. She desperately wants to be near us.
Mm-hmm.
Because,
And by us, she means me.
and by us, I mean Kelly, because when anybody's over here, heaven forbid my dog actually like me when anybody's over here. Like, she was trying to climb in Kelly's lap while we were eating ramen.
Yeah.
The fuck? Anyway, that's all that I'm reading.
It's okay. What else
That
is new?
doesn't, I'm sorry, that doesn't sound like my dog barking. That's my dog barking.
Yeah.
That was a yappy dog barking.
Maybe there was one.
I think there's one
Walking
outside.
by.
So what else is new? Nothing.
Yeah.
Just work.
I just have softball and hockey.
Yeah, I'm
They
just
both just started.
working my tail off. School started. Not that anybody needs to know that, but yeah, it's just work.
Yeah. About to start for my kids next week. And then work. Work is slowing down. I was telling my coworker today, I feel like I can actually breathe. Like I'm still overwhelmed, but I'm not as burnt out.
I came home yesterday and took a nap after
You?
work.
Yeah.
And I almost had to kick Peach's ass because she kept barking out the window, and I was trying to have a couch nap. Because if I went to my bed, I wasn't getting out.
Mm-hmm.
And I had to get out of bed because the boys were here last night to record
yeah.
their episode.
7:00 also?
Well,
Later?
Bori's on his own time, so it
Right.
was like 7:30. They didn't leave until after 9, and I was like,
Mama's tired.
Big Mama needs to go to bed.
And here we are.
And here we are
Tonight
at
recording
7:30.
at 7:45.
It's fine.
Let's dive
It's
on
fine.
in,
Let's
shall
dive
we?
on in because I have 18 pages of notes.
Yay.
The book that I'm covering is The Wildflower by JL Beck. And if you go back into the archive, you will find an episode on her book, The Wildflower, which we recorded in Denver last year
Okay.
when we went to the All Time Low concert. So this is the follow-up book to that, and I am going to give a brief recap of what happens in The Wildflower for your sake, but for your sake, up here in the cards and down below in the description on YouTube, you can find a link to that episode. For the Spotify listeners, I will try my best. I'll try my best to link it.
Yeah.
What the fuck she's barking at?
Maybe there is a yappy dog walking by.
Probably. See, the thing is, she doesn't do this
Until we start recording.
until we start recording. Like, hello. Anyway, okay, the brief recap.
Recap.
Recap. It is. I'll just wait. I'll wait.
Yeah, we can edit this shit out.
I've read this book. She hasn't. I'll wait.
Let me aggressively clear my throat from that damn ramen. But I didn't choke on it this time.
Me either. Proud of me. I think she's done. All right. So The Wallflower was an absolutely unhinged bully romance, new adult. We recorded, like I said, at the Airbnb in Denver. The gist of this book is that our male main character, Drew, coerces the female main character, Maybelle, into tutoring him after he chases her down during, quote, the hunt, where he forcibly takes her virginity. At the very end of the book, I'm sure that you remember, Drew's father was trying to convince Mabel that she and Drew are siblings. And then this other random side character jumps in and he's like, actually, it's me and her who are siblings.
I do recall.
Okay, you vividly recall this?
Because I feel like we tried to record it 2 or 3 times. this episode?
I think that it was just twice. The second time it went through. It wasn't like Taming Seraphine, which we tried to record 3 times, and each time it just didn't work out. So
I still have the footage. Maybe
my
one
God.
day it'll be a bonus episode of
yeah,
us recording and Peach trying to climb into my body.
Peach trying to maul us. Ellie covered in dog hair in her all black outfit.
I'll like clip in you vacuuming your couch aggressively because I still have that video.
Post that on the TikTok. That's
Yes.
so funny.
I will.
I was wearing this sweater.
Oh my gosh.
Anyway, okay, so
So funny.
So the prologue is we're jumping right in where we left off in the Wildflower or the Wallflower. It is episode 3. I put it in my notes. I can't believe I actually put it in my notes.
Yay.
Mabel and Sebastian are at the hospital together because Mabel is
Can I get this hair off of your finger? Because it's been there for a second. Okay. Sorry.
Ah, yes. Thank you for picking my nails for me.
Anytime.
We'll do it again next week. They're at the hospital together because Mabel's received a concussion from her fall at the party. And her fall was not just a fall. Remember, Drew pushed her. Sebastian's kind of walking Mabel through what happened at the party, refreshing her, if you will. But she's like, I remember everything. Just like that. Okay. She asks to see her mom and absolutely spirals when he agrees and takes her to mom's dead body. Ultimately, he agrees, or he convinces the nurse to speak with the doctor about discharging Mabel with promises that a private doctor will visit his estate should she need any care. At the estate, he hands Mabel a letter, which is from their mom, that says nothing. All will be revealed soon type bullshit. And I was like, what the fuck?
What's the point?
What is the point? Mabel tells us that she feels empty without her mother. Remember, she lost her best friend, her boyfriend, and her mom all in the span of like 3 hours. Mm-hmm. At the mill in chapter 1, it's initiation night for these new like frat bro type dudes. Football season's over, so all the guys are like, let's get blackout drunk and haze some new recruits.
Is this college or is it high school?
They are college students.
Got it.
The mill is like their fraternity, secret society, but it's like a frat because why else would we be hazing new recruits?
Yeah.
The objective for these new recruits is take 5 shots, run back and forth across the yard. And the newbies are like, yeah, anything for you guys, because they're all golden retrievers.
And booze. Yes.
And booze. And we're all underage, except for maybe a few of us. Drew takes advantage of this time that these dudes are like running back and forth across the lawn to try to convince Sebastian to let him see Mabel, which Sebastian is like, abso-fucking-lutely not. You're not coming anywhere near my sister. No way, no how, bucko. Drew tells us that he's been trying to text Mabel but isn't getting through to her. Sebastian tells Drew that's because she threw her phone away and he bought her a new one that doesn't have Drew's phone number in it.
Wow.
You've been a brother for a day and a half.
He's really stepped it into gear.
He's really like, hey, you know what? I'm her older brother by like 9 months and I'm going to take charge.
Gotta make up for last time.
Yeah. Well, one of the recruits ends up passing out 5 feet from the finish line. And Lee, that was one of the other side characters that doesn't
Have a purpose?
Yeah. Okay. Helps him to go inside. I think that Lee was like, well, he was a big hoe, but he didn't have a preference. He was a bisexual hoe.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Didn't he suck his dick out of like punishment?
Yeah. No. This is sorry. You're confusing. You're confusing this with Vile Boys.
Ah, you're right. Different story, different smut.
Different smut. Are you wet from laughing?
Oh, God, that's awful. From crying.
I'm just gonna
not
keep,
your panties.
I'm just gonna keep saying it. That's my new vocal stem.
Okay, real quick. I was looking on ChatGPT for funsies for a dirty intro, and one of them was where you're going to be wet from laughter.
Yeah.
Something like that. So Brittany's gonna...
That's going to be my vocal stem for the next week.
That's her bit.
That's my bit. Last... while Eric was still home, my bit was screaming, "You don't ask about the band." Yeah. Anyway, we digress. Okay. So anyway, the recruit passes out and Lee helps him inside. And all this while, like Lee's helping this man inside, Drew and Sebastian are attempting to not murder each other. Don't ask me what else happens because I don't remember. As it turns out, Sebastian did not, in fact, throw away her phone. because she's reading Drew's messages when Sebastian walks into her room as he's knocking, like brothers do, like
They knock and open the door.
yeah, at the same time. And he's like, you better not be talking to Drew. And tells her that she needs to start taking care of herself because she's lost 10 pounds and her hair could use a brushing. And she's like, hey, man, my mom just died. Like,
And who asked you?
and nobody fucking cares what you have to say. It's none of your business. And then they end up fighting like the siblings they are.
So I may have disassociated.
Yeah.
So the mom died.
Yeah.
Did she move in with Sebastian?
Yes, he made her.
Okay, got it. Now I'm on track.
You didn't disassociate. I just didn't tell anybody that they live together now.
So it's her fault. Got
Yeah. Come on, get with it. You speak Brittany at this point. Sebastian tells Belle that if he catches Drew on the property, he will murder him. And I was like, hey, man, that's like your best friend, but okay, go off. Mabel snaps at him and then she's like, oh man, I kind of feel bad because he's been so nice to me since my mom died. And I'm like, hey girl, grieve how you want to grieve, you stupid bitch. Oh my God.
Right or wrong way. Just do
Literally
it.
yell at him. I yell at my siblings all the time. It's fine.
I don't. We hide our feelings.
Oh,
Right, Ash?
I don't know what that's like. Also remind me to show you the video that my sister-in-law sent me because it's really funny.
Okay.
Okay. Mabel snaps at him, feels guilty. He ends up leaving her room, promising to send up more wine, but only if she eats her dinner. She's pretty much exclusively like he sends wine up with every meal, and she leaves the food untouched, and she just drinks the wine.
Drink it. Grapes it is.
Grapes for dinner. It's my salad. She ends up eating, but only because she wants more wine. Then she reads Drew's messages again, which are threatening her that she has 1 week to come back to him or else.
Oh, God.
She tells us, Drew's no longer in control of me. I'm in control of me. I'm the boss of me. 2 days into his threat, Drew decides that he can't wait any longer for Mabel to just snap out of it and stop being angry at him. So he decides to take an Uber over to Sebastian's house and talk to her. Right before his Uber pulls up to the house, he receives a phone call from an unknown phone number. It's one of the members of his mom's healthcare team calling because they can't reach his father. Drew's the next of kin and power of attorney for when this sort of thing happens. Apparently, mom's taken a major turn and her organs are now shutting down.
Yes, his mom is also sick.
You'll recall that Dad was poisoning her. Dad also was poisoning Mabel's mom, and Mabel's mom succumbed faster because she was being poisoned for longer.
Oh, I forgot. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So I'll just tie in little pieces, okay, so that we aren't all lost.
We appreciate.
Drew tells the Uber driver that he'll tip him more the faster he gets him to the estate. When he arrives, there's this new doctor in town to take care of Mom, and Drew's like, well, that's suspicious, but I'm not going to question anything. Whatever.
Does Drew know that his mom is being poisoned?
I don't remember.
I can't remember how we knew in the last book.
I don't remember.
Okay. That's fine.
If you remember, leave us a comment.
Please.
Please.
Tony, get on it.
Tony, we know that you listened. Remind us. Dominic, we know that you re-listened. Get on it. Mom comes through her, wavering consciousness enough to briefly talk with Drew before she slips into a coma.
Mother.
The drama. The doctor promises to get her to the hospital, but not until he does some lab work. I don't know why we're doing that. It's super weird, but whatever. I think that at this point, Drew maybe doesn't know that his mom is being poisoned because I was like, you don't question the lab work and what that's about? Whatever.
It's okay.
We also touched briefly on the fact that Mabel and Drew may or may not be siblings. Well, Mabel finally decides to leave her fortress of sadness and joins Sebastian at breakfast in this next chapter. They end up cracking jokes about each other, talking briefly about their mom. Mabel's adamant that money can't buy her everything. This is in regards to all of her notes from classes that she's taken being in her dorm room still. She's like, well, you can't buy me notes for the classes. I need to go get my stuff out of my dorm room. And he's like, fine, you can go, but we're sending people with you. So she ends up going to campus to get her things and has a confrontation with Jackie. That's the roommate who was fucking Drew's dad and selling secrets about Drew and Mabel to the dad.
Oh, yeah.
Fight ends with Mabel punching Jackie in her nose.
She had it coming.
She thinks maybe she needs to have a confrontation similar to this with Drew to feel better. And I was like, I don't think you could have had a clean break from this psychopath, but he Stockholmed you. At the hospital with his mom, Drew finds out from the doctor that his lab work does not show a match with his father or his mother. The doctor flat out asks him, "Are you adopted?"
Wow.
And Drew's like,
Hope so.
what the fuck? He flips out, decides it's time for him to go see Mabel in person. At Sebastian's estate, he is once again informed that he's to stay away from Mabel. Sebastian sends a guard to send Drew along his merry way, but Drew has other plans and strong arms intel about Mabel out of the guard. He races off to the school, knowing he's going to find Mabel in the library, because where else do nerdy girls go but the library? When he finds her, she gives him a run for his money by literally running away from him.
Is it the Scary Movie run? Flailing arms?
It's the Phoebe buffet. She decides that she's going to hide deep in the stacks, but that doesn't prevent Drew from finding her because he can sniff her out because he has super nose. Just kidding. It says crabs. He crabs her by her biceps.
He crabs her.
He crabs her by her biceps and pulls her out of her spot.
Wait, so he does sniff her out?
No.
Okay, I'm like, what?
No, she's just like very bad at hiding.
I'm listening to Quicksilver, and they always have like, the Fae have this strong sense of smell, and they can smell when somebody's aroused. And I'm like, is it like that here?
Are you wet?
Are you wet from laughter?
Are you aroused?
What is it?
What is it? Which one? Okay, so he grabs her by her biceps and pulls her from her spot. They're so close, she can feel his boner pressing into her stomach.
Oh, not a stick.
Not a stick. His stick already making an appearance. It's only chapter 6.
Ooh, keep it in your pants.
Literally. She claws his neck so hard she ends up making him bleed. And I was like, you go, girl.
Get his
Scratch
ass.
his neck. Oh my gosh, Elizabeth, this is for you. Rip her dress. Tear her dress. So anyway, the whole gist of this chapter is Drew doing a shit job of apologizing to her and telling her he doesn't care if they're siblings. He still wants her biblically, if you will. Oh gosh, it's very much giving City of Bones, if you know what I'm talking about.
I don't.
Well, that's because you refuse to read the Shadowhunters books, even though I know that you'll like them.
I want to. Maybe November.
Borrow them from me. They're literally in my room right there behind us.
Okay. I shall.
All of them. Every single one that has been published to date is in there.
Okay.
Okay.
I will do it for you.
They're YA. If you haven't read Cassie Clare's Shadowhunters verse, please do. It's one of my favorites, and I don't care that it's YA. And there's a duology coming out like soon, and I just can't wait. As he's going on his apology tour, they're grinding on each other, and he tells her he knows she still wants him.
Right in the stacks.
In the stacks. There's nothing else to do in the stacks. They end up dry humping in the stacks, and I literally said, in the stacks.
Huh.
And Drew tells her that he will take what he can, despite wanting to shove his stick into her.
He says sister love.
Yeah, he's like, nothing like that, sister love. Hey, it could be adopted cousin, but you know, my sister it is. Basically, right after she climaxes, Drew's ripped away.
They're really triumphing in the stacks. Okay. It's not light at all. It's real heavy.
It's real hot and heavy in the stacks. Well, Drew is ripped away from her because Sebastian's there, breathing fire at everyone involved.
Speaking.
He's like, I'm going to let her finish.
You can see like the dust particles from every breath. Sister, I see you.
I'm gonna let you finish, but Beyonce had the best album. Did you come here to hear about the book or hear us spiral into this manic episode? Oh gosh. Well, he ends up saying something super dickish to Mabel, who slaps him across the face, and then they end up leaving campus. Sebastian once again warns Drew to stay away from his sister if he knows what's good for him.
God, I'm sick of it.
They're adults. Everyone is an adult. Why? Ugh. Well, anyway, Drew goes back to the mill after his run-in with Sebastian and Mabel. The house and surrounding yard are trashed from induction nights, and all the newbies are spread across the floor in various states of undress when Drew enters the estate. As he's debating whether to wake the newbies, he hears a crash from upstairs. Lee is having a hissy fit because his parents have set up an arranged marriage for him because they're tired of him sleeping with anything that moves.
What is it with these arranged marriages now?
You know what?
What's this trope? Do we like it?
I don't like it. Unless...
It's like escaping forced love. It's not like forbidden love. It's like the opposite end of the spectrum.
Yeah. So I think that it would be different if I were reading a book where it was like the main characters were being arranged married to each other versus these like in the last book where Olivia was arranged married to, or she was supposed to be arranged married to different people. And like with this guy just being arranged married, I'm like, I don't care. What implication does it have for us right now?
Like, what's the point?
What's the point? No, I'm not a huge fan. I don't think that I would. I haven't gone out of my way to read any arranged marriage books. But if there's only one bed,
Only one room in the inn. Only one bed in the inn. My bad. Only one
fist
bed.
pumping. Also, I saw this TikTok that was like reverse tropes, and it was like too many beds. Gosh,
Where do I sleep?
it's really funny. Okay, so Lee's having his hissy fit because his parents set him up for the arranged marriage. Drew tries to talk to him about how being bi isn't anything to be ashamed of. But I personally think he's missing the point because I'm pretty sure none of these clowns are old enough to even be considering marriage. They're all like 19. Anyway, as he and Lee are talking, Aries, which again, confusing because in Wild Boys there was an Aries, but Aries comes in to talk about these twins on the cheer squad that he's fucking. And how they make the same noises. So it's like fucking in surround sound. And I was like, okay, but it makes Drew laugh so hard that he cries. Like it wasn't that funny.
Okay.
But okay. Then he decides that he's going to sick Sebastian on his father because of how ruthless Sebastian is. Mabel?
Hate that name.
Yeah, me too. For personal reasons.
Sorry, that's all I got. Fuck that guy.
I know, for real.
I just know somebody at work named that.
Oh, yeah, that guy.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mabel's back at her family home and has a conversation with Sebastian about their mother. They also talk about Drew. Sebastian knows from being Drew's bestie that he's a master manipulator and tells Mabel as much. She asks Sebastian if he thinks Drew is really her brother, and Sebastian tells her, no, I don't think so. He also tells her he doesn't understand why she won't just let him murder Drew already. Their chat is interrupted by Sebastian's phone ringing, and he dismisses her with a little wave of his hand. Rude. She heads back to her room, deciding to message Drew to demand answers. They agree to meet at the cabin on the Mills property at 9 that night. Do you all remember the cabin? The cabin is where she had to make it to win the $10,000 in the first book during the hunt. Do you remember that?
Yes.
Okay, well, that's where she's meeting him. Is it a good idea to meet this man alone in a dark cabin? Probably not. She actually recognizes this as a fact, though, so I guess that's character growth for her. Is she meeting him anyway? You bet your ass, because she needs answers.
Answers. Stat.
Right now, and you better not lie to me. Drew left Mabel a quad, ATV, four-wheeler, if you will, and a set of keys to easily get to the cabin, which is 6 miles into the forest. He, however, is walking to quench his need for her.
6 miles. How long does it take you to walk 6 miles?
I don't know.
I mean, a 5K is 3.2, 3.1, and that's...
If you're running?
That's going to take him like 2 hours to walk there.
Yeah, good for him. He needs to...
Clear your damn head.
He needs to clear his head and empty his ween.
On the 6 mile hike?
On the 6 mile
He's
hike.
just jerking a stick whilst walking.
I just figured he would, it would just like deflate.
Oh.
Well,
Is that a thing?
I don't know. She's already waiting for him when he shows up. They go inside and he starts up the heat so she's not cold. And you all say chivalry's dead. He turned the furnace on for her. She tells him to be honest with her. He tells her he can't be honest when she hasn't asked him anything. Yeah, that was pretty funny. He also tells her, we're not siblings. She doesn't seem to believe him. He has her pinned against the wall as they talk, and she ends up kneeing him in the balls because she doesn't really believe anything that's coming out of his mouth.
Yeah, she dry humped him at the library. That was fine.
That was
as long as
fine.
we're over the clothes, it's fine.
Yeah, just don't you dare pin me against this wall. He told her he was there when her mom passed, but Sebastian wouldn't let him see her, is what I said in parentheses. As she's walking out, she tells him he needs to stay away from her. He calls out to her that she either needs a restraining order or for Sebastian to put a bullet in his head because the only way he'll stay away is if he's dead.
Wow.
Drama. He wants her even more now that she's showcasing violence and acting as if she's in control. Ah, yes. Nothing gets me hot and bothered quite like violence and people acting like they own me.
There's like they hate me.
Yeah, either one. There's a party at the mill tonight. Mabel's like, I'm going to go. She lets herself in and the party is already in full swing. But every guy that she's coming across is refusing to make eye contact with her. So she decides to snag a bottle of vodka and people watch.
No wine?
Nope, she's off the wine. Hard liquor only. Drew arrives late, and she takes the opportunity to stare openly at him as he parts the crowd like the Red Sea. My notes are so dramatic. When his eyes collide with hers, she flips out internally, walks up to a guy who's facing away from her, taps him on the shoulder, and starts kissing him as soon as he turns around.
As one does.
As one does when one is trying to make their boyfriend jealous. Things heat up, and she realizes she feels nothing for the man whose erection is pressed into her belly as he palms her ass.
Just protruding into her
belly.
in her little tum-tum.
Also, like, how tall are all these dudes?
know.
Golly.
I mean, she's probably, what, 5 foot? Petite? Tiny.
Well, she's probably like 4'5", a delicate woman. I don't know.
a delicate waif.
Well, anyway, this waif dares open her eyes and glance at Drew, who looks ready to murder them. This is when she feels that spark she's been looking for. The kissing becomes more primal, and both parties involved notice it. She hopes that Drew seeing her this way hurts him an ounce as much as he's hurt her. She bites into this man's lip, who groans loudly and thinks to herself, victory has never tasted this good.
Oh my gosh, the drama.
I know. It really called for a dramatic reading like that.
I like it.
Well, what does Drew do, you might ask? And I'm here to tell you that he breaks the guy's fingers for kissing Mabel. To be specific, he stands there seething for all of 3 seconds before ripping the pair apart and forcing the dude to the ground by breaking his middle finger.
I was really hoping he would have done like a cartwheel over there and like roundhouse kicked him. Some like ninja shit. That's what I was imagining.
Oh my God.
That he just pouts and then...
Like a backhand spray.
Yes.
He's like, go Power Rangers. As he's gearing up for bringing more pain, Mabel tries to step in by asking him to take a walk with her. He sees through her ruse and continues to advance on the poor guy Mabel accosted with her mouth. Aries ends up stepping in and suggesting Drew go with Mabel. Eventually, Drew's like, fine. They walk far enough away from the mill that they're near this forest again, and Drew backs her up against this tree, to which she slaps him across the face and tries to go back twice more, which is wild considering this dude's been abused his whole life. And then I was like, wait, like she goes to hit him 2 more times. And I was like, he's been abused his whole life. Wait a second. Not me feeling bad for him. Oh my God.
Not you having empathy.
Not me being like, stop hitting this poor man. Well, he tells her, don't you ever hit me again or I'm going to put you on your knees. Somehow throughout this whole ordeal, Mabel has held on to her bottle of vodka. Abigail?
She's just holding it by the neck.
Yeah. She ends up telling Drew that an apology won't fix things. He failed to consider the most important aspect in his grand scheme to win her back. Her opinion matters the most. She basically tells him they're never getting back together.
We are never, ever, ever.
And he tells her he doesn't give a fuck you're welcome. He doesn't give a fuck what she wants because he's never giving up what's his. She's still stubbornly refusing him and is out like almost this war with herself because she wants him so badly. As he's apologizing to her, she's like replaying every single awful thing that he's said to her in the entirety of their relationship.
She's like, that brother of mine, he's a sure.
This brother. The argument is interrupted by noises from the mill, and Mabel's like, haha, I can run. As she runs away from him, she replays the first time she ran through these woods, telling us that the adrenaline is very similar. But Drew is an athlete, so obviously he gains on her quickly. Somehow, along her run, she breaks the vodka bottle that she's still holding.
She's just like running and smashes it against a tree and then is running with it like a knife.
So he catches her and she slashes his face with the bottle, registering his grunt of pain and retribution in his eyes as he stands up from the ground where they fell.
She's like, don't fuck with me, dude.
Literally, they continue to argue in the next chapter. Drew's convinced that Mabel just needs to hurt him back to forgive him. So he takes the broken bottle, which she's still fucking holding, and he presses it into his chest, saying he would carve his heart out for her if that's what it took for her to forgive him.
Gosh.
He presses it harder and harder into his chest. He's like holding onto her hand and pushing it into his chest. And she tears up, but she doesn't start crying as she yells at him to stop. She once again tells him to leave her alone. She doesn't want him, but at the same time almost slips up by telling him she loves him.
Come on, lady.
God, Belle, have some self-respect. He tells her that if she runs, he will catch her and she won't spend a second not feeling him. So she'll no longer be able to claim he's nothing to her.
Sir, aren't you bleeding out at this point? Like, how are you going to roundhouse?
He's got like a gash across his eye,
Leap to her.
like Scar from The Lion King. Brother.
Help me, brother.
Oh, gosh. She tells him that everything they've gone through was faked, from emotions to orgasms. He doesn't believe her, but still, it seems like his primal side is awakened by these words. So, Kelly, tell me, how do you determine that you love a man?
Oh, there's a lot to it.
Sure. But in the smut world, how do you determine that you love a man? Don't look at my notes. The answer is in here.
Oh, I didn't know this would be a pop quiz.
Ladies, Tony,
your panties are wet
Leave your guesses.
all the
Not
time.
from crying.
Not from crying.
No, the answer is obviously anal.
Oh, that's how you show you love.
No.
Not how you know you love.
No, somehow. And don't ask me how we got here because I think I blacked out. We end up with Drew ripping Mabel's tights and hitting it from behind. He tells us he intended to make love to her tonight. And I said, okay. But it seems like neither of them needed that. He tells her...
That stuff did not seem necessary for the lovemaking experience.
No. He's also punishing her by, and I quote, taking her virgin ass.
Oh.
This chapter is a super detailed telling of exactly how they go to backdoor Pound Town. Yes, I typed that in my notes.
Pound Town.
She climaxes multiple times, and he tells her to tell him who she belongs to mid-coitus. She basically screams that she belongs to him. Also, Drew is leaking blood from multiple flesh wounds, and wouldn't you know it, that's what he uses to lube up her asshole.
What the fuck?
God.
What the smut?
Are you wet?
From laughter or
From
blood?
laughter or blood?
Which is it?
Which is it? Anyway, Mabel asks us at the end of this chapter, how can I give up the man I love? And it's just like, I don't know, girl. How could you find it endearing that he literally uses his blood as lube? Yes.
And then fucks you in the ass.
Okay, she literally described that part as endearing.
Okay. I mean, to each their own.
You know.
When it's love, it's love.
When you know, you know.
Insert that song right here.
Yeah. He carries her bridal style the whole 6 miles back to the mill.
Does he also get her like one of those little cushions to sit on?
She doesn't deserve that. He was punishing her.
She's got like hemorrhoids now.
They enter the back door. Get your head out of the gutter, ladies.
I just did this one.
I said, get your head out of the gutter, ladies, and Tony, the actual back door of the house, and make their way to Drew's room. He realizes in that moment that she's never been inside his bedroom before. He starts the shower up and tells her, we should clean up. She's kind of standoffish, but he whips his bloody stick out of his jeans and then carries her into the shower with him. If he's getting cleaned up, then so is she. He helps her wash her hair, and then she helps him wash himself up. He bandages all his cuts from that goddamn bottle, and they go cuddle in his bed naked with some mood lighting. He keeps promising her that nothing will hurt her again while he's around, and he knows she'll come to trust him again. He describes this moment as sensual and intimate, but not sexual. He also says in order to keep her safe, he's going to have to get rid of his father, and soon.
Oh. So maybe he does know.
Patricide.
Yes. He must pay by dying.
Yep.
A morbid death.
An absolutely morbid death. She wakes to the sound of yelling. Drew and Sebastian are standing in the middle of the bedroom, screaming at each other. Our girl bolts to the bathroom where she barfs. She can't find her glasses, but she puts herself together the best she can, thinking it's ridiculous that these two idiots are at each other's throats before anyone's had coffee. She dresses in some clothes Drew laid out for her and takes the pain meds he set on the nightstand, for which are conveniently beside her glasses. I'm sorry. That made no sense. You know what I mean. Sebastian is there to stir shit because apparently Drew's dad called a meeting and he wants Mabel to attend, which Sebastian is convinced Drew knew about the meeting beforehand. Mabel kicks Sebastian out and she and Drew have a heart-to-heart. She knows she loves him and wants to give him a second chance, but is afraid to trust him. He once again promises that no one will hurt her, friends, enemies, or otherwise. She tells him it's all or nothing for them.
Okay.
The drama. I have to say it. I have to tell it like this. I hope that you all enjoy.
I do.
Drew is at his family home to confront his father about the party invitation Sebastian received. He finds his mother has been returned home and is still in a coma. He and his father go toe-to-toe over improper care and argue more about Mabel. Drew's father goes to beat the hell out of him, but Drew doesn't cower this time. He fully stands up to his father, who then decides Drew is no longer welcome at the mansion and is barred from seeing his mother. Drew is then forcibly removed from the room by 4 security guards and tossed into the driveway like trash.
Wow.
Wow, fitting. He tells us that he's running out of time to kill his father, and he knows exactly who to ask for help. I literally thought that he planned to ask Sebastian for help chapters ago, but apparently we're just now getting around to it.
Okay.
Mabel is in the library attempting to study, but she can't stop thinking about Drew. As she's off in La La Land, Sebastian pops up with a bag of fast food, indicating he thought she might be lonely and hungry. They eat and talk about their mom. Talk then swings to the meeting where Mabel learns that basically all of the founding families of the mill come together to talk about plans for the upcoming year. I don't know what the mill does. It doesn't matter. Who cares? It's not a sawmill, I'll tell you that.
We don't know.
They're all
It doesn't matter.
They're all crime families, probably. Drew's family is in charge of money, and this is where Mabel finally learns that Sebastian's family, aka her family, are in illegal firearm dealings. Sebastian alludes to taking down Drew's father, but not much else happens besides Mabel trying to convince Sebastian to let Drew back into his good graces. Drew is in the gym when we open.
When do we open?
Hang on, I don't know. We open with him in the gym because he's got to keep his abs in check for his woman, I guess. I don't know what I was trying to say. Anyways, he's turning
I'm sure it was funny when you thought it.
Yeah, I talk to text, man. But also sometimes I type too fast on my phone and it thinks that it knows what I want to say.
Yeah, I hate that.
Better than I know what I want to say. Shut up, Apple. I know what I want to say. God damn, Steve Jobs.
Calm down.
Ugh. Anyway, Drew's turning into a sappy fuck because he makes sure to text Mabel that he misses her and turns off his phone before she can respond.
Same.
After his workout, he heads to the hospital to question the doctor caring for his mother, who tells him his mother is slowly being poisoned. Drew suspects his father was also poisoning Mabel's mom, so he uses his charm to coerce the doctors to spill. He departs thinking he has to tell Mabel, and he also has to keep Sebastian in check so that his plan to off his father is successful. Our leading lady is holed up in, you guessed it, the library, yet again, when her phone starts buzzing. It's Sebastian. He's telling her, I'll be joining you shortly. She's a little surprised that he knows where to find her, but as he says, she never leaves the library, so it's not unexpected that she's there.
Just kind of assumed.
Yeah. He tells her Lee and Aries are having a pizza and beer night with him at the mill, but not to worry. Drew's not going to be there. He wasn't invited. She's relieved about this, and Sebastian's like, noted.
Okay.
He's like, I thought you guys were working things out. Trouble
I thought
in
he
paradise.
was like thinking about her, or she was thinking about him.
Yeah, and Sebastian's like, she's like, yeah, we are working things out, and he's like, then I'm obligated to tell you that I'm not happy about this. You know, typical older brother shit. Like, we care.
Calm down.
Literally, we don't care about who you're trying to fuck.
Doing too much.
At pizza night, Lee asks about her and Drew, and then somehow the conversation turns to Lee and his arranged marriage. They end up talking about that night, you know, the one from the party in the last book with the fake fiance. And then Mabel texts Drew that she's at the mill and wonders where he is. Drew's been avoiding Mabel because he doesn't want to slip up and tell her that his dad poisoned her mom, so he's at the gym again. He notices some mill newbies swapping around some cash and noses around to find out what that's about. Ladies and Tony, Mark, underground illegal fight club off your bingo cards, because that's exactly what we've stumbled upon. Drew decides to fight that very night because why wait when your rage at your father is constantly simmering just below the surface? I guess it's like free therapy for him. So
Okay,
anyway,
go kick somebody's ass.
beat somebody up. It's like a rage room.
Get fucked, you know.
It's a rage room. You know, use your blood as lube. Standard things. He beats some guy who's on the opposing football team's ass, lest we forget that these are college athletes. And even though they never go to class, we have to sprinkle in some college-aged appropriate activities because literally no one ever goes to school in these books.
We have to sell it.
He wins the fight and some cash and decides to establish a scholarship to make his girl happy with a bunch of question marks.
Okay.
Then he drinks 4 shots of tequila and a rum and coke before Mabel texts him that she's missing him and hates herself for
So
it.
specific. 4 rum and cokes.
4 shots of tequila and 1 rum and
Oh,
coke.
I already fucked it up.
And then Mabel texts him that she's missing him and she hates herself for it, which helps him decide he must go give Our Lady his weenie.
Straight up, give her that ween.
Get that ween. He sneaks into her room. He calls it her princess tower and wakes her up.
Ick.
I know. She thinks she's dreaming and almost screams when she realizes there's an intruder in her room. Not to fear, Drew is here.
Gasp.
Oh, no. They have another talk about their feelings. He talks about being better for her, and then he tells her to ride his boot. Yeah, his boot on his foot.
But why, though?
Well, he wants her to ride his boot until she comes, and then he will reward her.
While he's wearing the boot?
Yep.
Or is the boot just haphazardly in the middle of the floor?
No, he's wearing the boot. And I said in parentheses, I literally cannot make this shit up. I will spare you all the dirty details, even though you are here for the dirty details. They fuck against every viable surface of her room after the little boot riding incident. She comes 4 times.
Wow.
He comes so hard, he sees stars.
So there's this book that I'm reading where, again, it's fantasy. And the 2 characters are doing it. And the tattoo leaves his body to hers. And I'm like, really? How?
Ew.
It's like a wolf tattoo and it turns into birds. And I'm like,
But why?
but why though?
But why though?
I'm having a really hard time finishing
Is
this
it
book.
Quicksilver?
Yes.
I've heard mixed reviews about Quicksilver.
Same. And I'm like,
Are you reading it for an ep?
I think I might do an episode.
Oh
It's
my
really
God.
long though.
Yeah.
It's really fucking long.
Yeah.
So I may try to shorten it down.
A summary.
Yeah.
Well, Drew decides to stay with Mabel long enough for her to fall asleep. Then he cleans her up and leaves. He thinks that because he and Sebastian are still on the outs, it's for the best that he's not found in her room the next morning. Besides that, his beaten and bloody body cannot handle another fight tonight. Of note, he tells us that his essence belongs inside of her because once he's ready to share her, he will ensure she becomes pregnant. She's like, hey, so that's a little psychotic. And he's like, I'm crazy for you, baby. So cool.
Is this breeding?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. His essence. He literally called it his essence. And I just had to make sure that I put that in my notes. Hey, so that's a little psychotic, but I'm crazy for you, baby.
I hate it.
I would have to get a restraining order.
Immediately? No.
No, hate it. A week later, we are in this chapter a week later, and Mabel and Drew have been texting constantly, but haven't seen each other in person since the boot riding debacle. It's the night of the meeting, and Sebastian has chosen several dresses for Mabel to wear to this party. She doesn't like any of them and decides that she's going to use her newfound money to order a new one. When she comes downstairs, Sebastian takes note that she's not wearing one of his dresses. He tells her, "You look like prey."
If my brother ever tried to get me to wear something, I'd say hell to the no.
Yeah, CJ, hell no.
Aw.
Yeah,
So sweet.
I remember all of your family members' names.
Love that for
Because
me.
we're close. We're best friends. You hear that, Jen and Amanda? I know her family too. It's so crazy because I met them at your wedding.
Did you talk to my brother?
At
my
your wedding? Nope. Only when
Okay.
we went to his house.
Oh, yeah. You've been to his house.
I've peed in his bathroom.
We sassed Ralph in the basement.
Yep. And Anne fed my dog sausage after I told her not to.
Funny story, but Brittany and I drove to Virginia. We stopped in Ohio to see my family and say hello to my brother, and we got on this kick. There was this TikTok thing where you would say "da fuck"
After everything. The whole ride from where we were in the Midwest to Ohio, we just kept saying "da fuck." And so we were in Kelly's brother's basement.
And his house is like 100 years old.
Yeah, it's super old.
super old. Wilmington, Ohio, if you're familiar.
And her stepdad was like showing us this thing in the basement, and he was like, "Yeah, this thing's super old." And I was like, "Yeah, it's older than you, Ralph. Da fuck."
We cried laughing. Oh my gosh.
And they just had no idea what was happening. But Claire was sick of us.
Claire was sick of us. And we still, to this day, will be like, "the fuck?"
Yeah, we do. Remember on the phone to Eric, I was like, I love you to fuck. Oh gosh. Okay, so
We kill us.
we do. We kill us, which is my dad is I kill me. Do y'all like it when we're manic? Because this is how it's been the last 2 times we've recorded.
Please pretend.
Oh God. She tells him you look like prey, ew. She tells him they'll quickly learn I'm not. Also, Drew told her he wanted a picture of the dress she chose, or he'd, quote, take her ass again, end quote, and he, quote, wouldn't be sweet about it this time, end quote.
No bloody lube this time.
No,
Dry.
that was sweet. Somehow, Miss Girl failed to realize the party was being held at the Marshall estate until they arrive.
Oh, no.
Oh, no. That's Drew's last name, by the way. Sebastian has to take an important phone call. So despite him telling her, I'll stay by your side this whole night, she's left to her own devices as she enters the party alone.
Okay.
Drew watches as she and Sebastian arrive at this party. He asks her what she's doing there, and she's very highly offended. He clearly didn't mean anything by it other than wanting to protect her, but our girl only hears that he doesn't want her there. Sebastian comes back from his call and escorts her away. Later on, Drew catches sight of Mabel walking to the bathroom, and a guy grabs onto her arm. So Drew pisses on her leg by punching that man in his face to mark his territory. Sebastian once again intervenes and tells the guy to spread the word that Mabel's his sister, and no one better lay a finger on her or else. Once
She's
again,
mine.
come up with more creative threats than or else.
Or else.
Drew's father makes his grand entrance, and finally, and then he tells Drew, you better not fuck this up. Then in the next chapter, basically all that happens is Drew sneaks Mabel away to meet his mom. And when they come back, Drew's calling Mabel trash. And Sebastian says, if she's trash, then so am I. And then they all leave.
Okay, that's dramatic.
Yeah.
Was the mom awake during this meeting or
I can't recall.
comatose?
I think she might have been awake, but maybe she was comatose. Also, Drew tells Mabel she needs to perfect her mask and makes some offhand comment about fucking her in front of all the partygoers. Just casual, like, hey, you need a better mask, but also I could have fucked you in front of my dad and all those people.
Okay.
Yeah. Drew and Mabel end up talking about how abusive his father truly was to him growing up. He basically tells her everything and damn near cries, asking her to trust him again.
Oh, the growth scene.
Wow. She tells him she forgives him, but needs proof that his father can't control him. He tells her he will do whatever it takes to prove himself to her. Then he leaves and heads back to the mill without fucking her because he's working on himself or whatever. He's awakened at 3 a.m. by 2 of his father's thugs. Daddy Dearest's plan for Drew is that he will marry Mabel because Sebastian pulled all the funds the Arturo family provides to the Marshalls, and Drew's dad thinks Mabel marrying Drew will somehow convince Sebastian to put the money back.
Things that don't make sense.
Sure. I'll take things that don't make sense for 300, Alec. If someone can also explain this better, by all means, leave us a comment because your girl's notes just sometimes don't make sense.
We're confused.
We are. Drew agrees because Daddy still has him in a chokehold.
Okay.
She walks in the next chapter on Drew and Sebastian acting all chummy. She overhears part of this conversation, which indicates he must die, Drew's father, presumably. When she makes her presence known, the boys quickly shut up and she asks Drew, what are you doing here? Sebastian leaves and Drew tells her he's here to take her on a date. They end up going to an upscale version of Texas Roadhouse and are ambushed by Drew's father.
You mean a steakhouse?
No, because she literally described it as Texas Roadhouse, but fancy.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, girl.
Okay. There's another conversation about Mabel refusing to be a pawn in Drew's father's game, and then Drew asks her to go on a real date with him somewhere that doesn't reek of his father because the dad arranged for this date.
Oh, okay.
Okay. He takes her to a drive-thru, and then they pull off together and park. She eats her food, and he tells her of the plan to take out his father and his father's scheme to convince Mabel to marry Drew. Then she climbs on his lap and begs him to fuck her. He uses his belt to tie her hands behind her back, and a lot of choking ensues. They come so hard, they see stars again. While she's still bound up, Drew tells Mabel he loves her. He tells her he doesn't expect her to say it back. When they get back to the house, she tells him she's loved him even when he didn't deserve it, and she loves him now.
Okay,
Then
things have escalated.
Yeah,
All right.
yeah. Love it when they have to tie you up to tell you that they love you.
With the butt.
Just
Either one.
girly things. Then he makes arrangements to meet with his father to make it seem like he's going along with the little fake marriage plan. She's summoned to the mill via text. She gets there early, and then she and Lee have this weird standoff before she goes to Drew's room where she snoops through his stuff and finds a syringe
Oh.
of some unknown drug that Drew's father gave him the previous night to use on her to make her more pliable when it comes to the marriage. Drew
What?
tells her to trust him before slipping the syringe into her neck. Right before she goes under, she tells him, I trust you, but I'm so mad at you about this. He carries...
Okay, that's odd.
Yeah. Listen, we're close to the end, and this is where it starts to spiral into mania.
Oh, okay.
Okay,
I'm here for it. Let's
okay.
go. Buckle up.
Yeah, like, because we drugged her. So he carries her out to this car that's waiting for them, and they go to his family's estate. Once there, Daddy Dearest tells Drew, I'll get Mabel in her dress, and you get your tux on. Drew all but growls at him, snapping that he will be the one to dress her, and does so with a quickness because he doesn't want his father seeing his woman's nude form. He makes a comment about why there's stuff moved all around in the study, and Daddy Dearest tells him it's for the guests before wheeling the unconscious mother into the room. A lawyer arrives, and Drew's informed that this is the officiant for their wedding, Drew and Mabel's wedding.
So the dad thinks she needs to be roofied, essentially, to
Yeah.
get married?
Yep.
Because she won't agree to it
Yep.
on her own terms?
Yep.
Okay.
So then Mabel
I'm
starts
on.
to stir, and once she's awake, Drew tries to apologize and explain without cluing his father in that he's explaining to her what's going on, because this is all part of the plan. Okay, literally all that happens in this chapter is shit talk on behalf of all parties involved, and Mabel trying and failing to run away. The next chapter, there's a bunch of yapping about Drew being adopted. No one cares. Sebastian somehow... We know. Hello, the drug or the blood test. Sebastian somehow makes his way in at the fray, holds two guards at gunpoint while the lawyer looks on like, you better keep me out of this mess. I did not sign up for this.
I'm not getting paid for this shit.
I literally don't get paid enough for this. We conclude with Drew's dad basically calling him a pussy, and then a gun goes off.
Not a gun.
A gun?
At a wedding?
At a wedding? You can't bring a gun to a wedding?
A drugged bride and a gun? Come on.
This is what they're all involved in, like crime or something. Drew's mother is the one who shot his dad. This is her revenge for the hell he's put Drew through, and also for poisoning her.
Yes.
She spills the beans that he killed Mabel's mom the same way he's been killing her for the past 10 years, and then she spills more tea that he's actually the biological father of Sebastian and Mabel. Everyone is shocked, except me, because the man told them in the last fucking book that he was Mabel's father.
We all knew this.
God. All right. Basically, we only learned that Mr. Marshall was an arranged married. He was arranged married to Mabel and Sebastian's mom, so she made a deal with the grandfather to give him Sebastian so she could flee and be safe from the father with Mabel. Apparently, Drew's mom was also arranged married to this man, and it's like, how many people are going to be arranged married to this man?
How many arrangements are there in this
God,
town?
lots of arranged marriages around here. Sebastian ends up shooting the dad in the head as he lunges for Mabel, and then they make arrangements for Daddy Dearest to be removed. Drew asks the lawyer, are you going to be a problem? And he's like, nah, we're cool. I'm good.
Just here for the wedding shit, not the murder.
Okay. Now, apparently, I got a little lost in the sauce, and I got a little excited because apparently Mr. Marshall's not Mabel's father. Her father is a man her mother fell in love with after he saved her life and then dropped off the face of the earth, because Mabel and Sebastian are half siblings. So Daddy Dearest is Sebastian's father, but he is not Mabel's father.
Okay.
They share the same mother only.
Got it.
Okay. Mabel says her brain feels like it was put in a blender, and clearly I feel the same way.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, Mabel and Drew go back to Sebastian's place while he takes care of the cleanup and fuck.
And fuck.
Drew tells Mabel he's going to, quote, please my pussy.
Oh.
Then drops to his knees and begins, first with 2 fingers, then 3. He adds a 4th and says, can my pretty take the whole thing?
My God.
Can you take my fist in your hell? Will you my fingers and scream my name while you explode? You're welcome, everyone. That's all that you get.
Thank you for that.
When editing, bleep a bunch of those words.
Note to self.
Also,
Bleep this shit.
Also, note to the readers or the watchers, the listeners. I just want to let everyone
All
know
y'all.
that my husband was home while I was reading this book. And he was like, what the fuck just happened? Because I made this stank face when I read that line. And he was like, are you okay? And I was like, I'm not okay.
Did you read it aloud
No.
to him?
No.
Oh,
No.
maybe next time.
No.
Eric, if you're listening.
Honey, you're welcome for not. Just tell the whole internet, but not you. He tells her they need to shower, eat, and then fuck, and it has to be in that order. So they shower, making sure to cleanse each other. He has no clothes to wear, so Mabel has to go get the food. While downstairs, she catches Sebastian yelling at Riley, who's the maid, over this broken glass. And then Tanya, the stepmother / aunt, sweeps in, being a total bitch.
Damn it, Tanya.
I know. Tanya. Mabel makes her way back upstairs where Drew tells her not to worry so much about Sebastian and that he loves her. And then it's the end.
Oh.
The chapter was literally a setup because I know that in the next book, it's going to be Sebastian's book. Anyway, we have another couple things to talk about because there are 2 epilogues. 6 months later, it's another initiation for the mill, and we get more hints of Sebastian bullying this girl, Elise, Riley. I don't know what the fuck her name is. And then in the bonus epilogue, we are 1 month forward from that, where Drew and Mabel are acting out a scene from one of the romance books that she's been reading. And I will tell you one thing, we won't be acting out any scenes from this book. There were a lot of typos and grammatical errors, per usual, nothing too thrilling in terms of plot. I was hate reading by the end. It gets a 6 on the horniness scale. And if you saw our July wrap up, this book was a 0.75 star read for me, rounded up to 1.
Not great.
Not great. What was your favorite part? Tell me in the comments below.
I think mine was the lube.
That was mine too. It was either the
Just like-
lube or the fact that she held onto that vodka bottle for 3 chapters.
I like that she was dedicated to having some sort of like protection.
Yeah.
And it was the vodka bottle.
It was the vodka bottle.
Either the whole bottle or the shards of it. Like,
Yeah.
it's all going to do its job.
Yeah. So that was the Wildflower. I won't be reading any more JL Beck. I'm so sorry to you all and to JL Beck. I don't think that her books are for me. But
right.
you can. But
like, you're a writer. Congrats. But
I read your whole book, so you got your $2 from me. But I do want to say, if anybody has suggestions for fun and unhinged books like this, because it is fun to read them, because they're just so wild.
Yeah.
Let us know in the comments. Any books that you'd like us to cover, let us know in the comments.
yes, please.
Don't forget to like and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Follow us on TikTok. Join us on Fable. The Smut Clurb's book is Mile High, like we said. Follow us on Spotify or Apple Podcasts. And tune in 2 weeks for another fun and unhinged ride.
Yes. Please,
Okay.
please.
Please, please, and thank you. Goodbye.
Bye.
Give it to us. Go away.
Where dirty talk meets dumb jokes, and we make filth fun. What's raunchy about that?
That's so stupid.
I like this. Because life's too short for clean language and soft porn.
Yes. You heard it here first.
Oh my god. The smut show that leaves you wet from laughing.
That's it. That's the one.
Oh, my hair's
I
stuck.
told you it hurts. Are you wet from laughing, Tony?
Now we're on.
Golly, I don't think mine's on. I think I shut them off.
Yours was on. I could hear you.
Oh yeah.
That's how I knew mine was off. I'm like,
Oh,
oh,
yeah.
that's why I sound awful.
Oh yeah. Was it the smut show that leaves you wet?
The smut show that leaves you wet. ... From laughing.
That's so.
Welcome to your podcast name, where the stories are filthy and so are we.
We're not.
Want me to push it even further?
Yeah. Push it to the max.
Yes. It's gonna be like, you're out of options.
Yeah. It's like
Pay $5.99.
memory full.
Welcome to Smut Swap, the podcast that fucks around, literally.
Oh, I don't know about that.
Oh, where moaning counts as dialogue and plot is optional. Where we talk smut so nasty, even your vibrator's blushing. Only book club where clothes are optional and orgasms are mandatory.
Clothing is not optional.
Sorry. We talked about this in the last
Are
episode.
you wet from laughing?
That's awful.
Oh my God. It's giving you that one interview with Jonathan Groff where he's like, I get wet after he played King George in Hamilton because he spits everywhere.
Oh, gosh.
And it's Harry Potter, Daniel Radcliffe, asking him, like, how do you make so much spit? And he goes, I get wet.
From the laughter.
It's from the laughter.
All right.